First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT. You found us at postwrestling.com, Spotify, Apple, and of course the Post Wrestling
YouTube channel where we are live on youtube.com/@PoisonRana.pod. It's okay, the jet lag's still in there a little bit.
I was like, wait, what are we doing?
What's our show?
Yes, we are Braden and Davie. We are your NXT friends. And today we are in Davie's backyard in jolly old England.
Yes.
For some Heatwave.
Casa del Porta.
Ah,
right now.
nice.
Let my
shoot name.
Government name, my shoot name slip there.
Wow.
But yes, it's beautiful. It says the storms are coming, but Jade Cargill isn't here quite yet. It's beautiful. It's hot. We've got the sunscreen out. Our necks are burning, but we haven't done a backyard show for years.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever had to apply sunblock for a podcast.
For upNXT.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, when we'd have been recording upNXT at the old BDE, would have been night, would have been
the
10
nighttime.
o'clock sometimes.
We've done some shows in the outside or the backyard before, but we've been in the shade. But we're just chilling in your backyard. We woke up this morning.
Yeah.
Finally, I got some sleep after traveling in. We woke up. You made us some breakfast. You made us a nice iced coffee. We watched some NXT. Now we're in your backyard and we're going to talk about it.
We are. It's beautiful today. You can see Elton John's old school just behind me there, behind that fence. We've got the tennis courts, the basketball courts, swimming pool.
He's still standing there.
Our beautiful big ash tree. We used to have an apple tree there once upon a time, but it died, unfortunately.
Right.
But yeah, this, just like WWE next week, this is to tape. So if you're watching us live on YouTube and we're ignoring you, we're not ignoring you. We're out in a pub somewhere by the time you're watching this.
That's right. We're out having a nice pint and a fight. It makes a hell of a night.
Exactly.
Yes, we will talk about all NXT today. We're going to give you a little preview for Heatwave this weekend. So maybe you are someone who will be watching Heatwave, or maybe you'll be someone like us who's watching Heatwave, maybe on a little delay by a couple days. You may have heard last week, we said we will not be doing a Heatwave post show this weekend. For the first time in upNXT history, Braden and Davie will not be doing an upNXT covering the show in any capacity. We are here in London for All In Wembley, which if you're listening and you're in the area or traveling in, we'd love to see you. Green Man Pub, you may have heard the advertisements. Love to see your happy faces. We're very excited for all the real wrestling this week. Okay, you know what? NXT was a pretty good show today. And as we said last week, it's not that we're not excited for Heatwave, because out of all the PLEs in maybe what feels like 2 years, this one's actually got some grease going, some heat.
I was a little bit like, what's going on this week? I enjoyed NXT.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. But where's this on our regular Tuesday, our regular Saturday, Sunday PLEs? Come on.
They got to bring the heat when there's competition, usually.
But yes, let's get the plugs out the way. As you mentioned, Green Man Pub this Sunday. We'll be there from noon-ish. It's hopefully the weather holds up. It's been a little hairy looking at the weather forecast, but fingers crossed it will be good. It's the unofficial all-in pre-party with a huge outdoor beer garden. Like, this place holds like over 1,000 people, so plenty of space for you all. Wrestling music will be blasting inside. It's only a 10-minute walk as the Nazgul flies, and let's hope we don't have one of them on our trail, to Wembley Stadium. And come join us. Go to Poisonrana.ca. All the information's there on the top link. It will take you to our BirthRight. You can register if you like. You don't need a ticket for this event, but it might be nice to just register, let us know you're coming along, and gives you all the information you need.
Absolutely. Davie and myself will be doing a whole bunch of stuff this week. with All In Wembley. We are looking to get some interviews for some media days.
Yeah.
You'll hear our voices at the post All In press conference. Hopefully get some questions in there. So look for us there. And we released our Kenny Omega Will Ospreay rivalry retrospective,
Yes.
which you may have heard Wei Ting shouting us out. Appreciate you, Wei. And go check it out. It's on our YouTube or podcast feed for free. It'll get you hyped for everything involving the main event of All In. Ospreay, Omega, PWG, New Japan, AEW, and beyond.
Yeah, the rivalry from 2015 to 2023. Our plan is to do a part 2 following Wembley, where we can talk possibly the end of this epic rivalry between the two best in the world.
Yes. So it's a completely free podcast. Search Poisonrana Pod in your YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, whatever it is you use, and check out all the other content that we have, including all the stuff we will be doing this week with the interviews and stuff. We're going to do some Snap-Ranas, including hitting up some pubs, and we're going to be attending Rev Pro this Saturday. I'm going to be hitting up Mystery Wrestling as well. So it's a jam-packed weekend, bunch of stuff going on, and we got the content for you. So give us a follow if you haven't already. Join along. I know John Pollock and our man Neil will also be doing a ton of coverage for postwrestling.com here in London. But they ain't going out to the pubs like us. They ain't going out. Yeah, well, maybe Neil. We'll see if John Pollock even shows up.
There's got to be a bit of Irish in that man, right?
Yeah, maybe. Post Wrestling is where you can keep it locked here at the website for all the coverage. I know John, Wei, and Neil are going to do a huge show this Sunday evening. We're probably going to do our review around that time as well. So Poisonrana Pod, again, follow Monday morning, especially. It will probably be up where you can hear all our thoughts. But tons of stuff going on. Eventually, so we're going to miss Heatwave this week. We're going to miss NXT that follows, the pre-taped one. But the following week, September 7th, you're flying back, and I have Wu-Tang for our friend Tom's birthday. So keep this in your calendars. Wednesday, September 8th, the BDE will reunite with a huge episode of Up Next. We will talk all about the Heatwave show. We'll talk all about the NXT we missed, and we'll talk about the 7th episode as well. So
yeah, time TBD. We'll let you know nearer the time once I get my work schedule back, and I will need to go back to work at some point.
We got to go back to life. Yes.
But yes, so we'll be getting all that out the way. Some more plugs. Patreon.com/PoisonRana. A bunch of shows are going to be up there. We're going to be posting a lot of Snap-Ranas, a lot of road diaries on our trip. These are normally little 10, 15-minute shows we just put up. Sometimes we're walking from one venue to another and just chatting about our day. They'll all be up there. And by the time you're listening to this, you'll probably have drop in your feeds ECW Heatwave 2000. So we can't deliver you with a NXT Heatwave 2026, but we can deliver you an ECW Heatwave 2000 featuring a completely unhinged Rhino doing things I didn't think the man was capable of.
I know I've watched a lot of ECW in my past. When I got into wrestling, I was so into it, but I feel like I have missed a ton of stuff that happened with Rhino and Sandman in ECW. So
shocked and appalled.
we might not
watching my pearls watching this.
We might not be talking about what did we got on Sunday? Zilla Fatu, but you can hear us talk about ECW champion Just Incredible in the main event. Heatwave 2000. It was a really fun show, also featuring the debut of RVD's Van Terminator.
Yeah.
This made for a really fun review. So if you're an ECW fan, or hey, you're missing us this Sunday with the Heatwave review, we got Heatwave 2000 just for you. So Poisonrana.ca, patreon.com/Poisonrana. We have so many podcasts up there, $5 a month. You want to buy us a beer virtually, buy yourself some podcasts, check out our Patreon.
And for free on our YouTube and free feed, either Sunday night, depending how we're feeling, most likely Monday morning, we will be dropping our AW All In London review. I believe because of curfews and things, this might not be as much of a slog as some other shows we've been to.
I'm excited.
So I think we're going to play it by ear. We might have had enough of the day and want to go home straight after, and we'll probably bang out the show right away. Or, knowing us, we'll probably want a couple of bevies with the boys, all our friends we're seeing there in London, at Wembley.
I mean, if it's nighttime, could we do it in the backyard, or would that annoy people?
Probably not. Probably not with the name.
We got to get our friend Emmy Award-winning Rob McDonald, the cameraman, to do our camera work. Even though you did a fantastic job here today.
Yeah.
But yes, tons of stuff going on, and appreciate whether you're a new listener, old listener. Check us out on all the socials, Poisonrana Pod, and follow along on this journey. So far, I've been here for a day. You've been here for a few days already. You've caught up with some friends. Your parents had some good eats. I've had one day. We met up, went to the where did we go? Soho.
Yeah, we did a little pub crawl through Soho.
Got to see the place where the Oasis cover art was taken.
Yeah, Story Morning Glory album cover.
Some old studios where like Bowie filmed the plaque there and stuff, and then some pubs. So it's already been a really fun time, and you can hear all the other stuff. I'm sure we'll have lots to say on Sunday evening. So appreciate the love, anyone out there. A like and a follow and all those things go a really long way. So thanks everybody.
We have a little tradition here at NXT where we like to pour one out, or in this case, pour 3 out.
Pour it
when some of our kids down there at the Performance Center, they move on. They graduate to the main roster. And well, this week, I wasn't able because of traveling and stuff. I haven't caught all of Raw this week, but there were a few key takeaways, and that was OTM, who, they've been having some issues recently. They've been with Pero Del Mar, I think I got the name right, in AAA, being Bronco Nima, getting kicked out of that. Lucian Price thinking, do I want to be a single star? And then the big hug that they had at the last week's NXT.
That's right.
And them showing up on Monday Night Raw now as a team, as OTM, to help out Powerhouse Hobbs Keys.
Oh, that was him? I couldn't tell with that bandana on over his face. When he finally revealed it, I was like, oh, that's Hobbs. Oh, got it.
Who could this big black jacked guy be?
Glad you said it, yeah.
Hey, it was his t-shirt, okay?
OTM and Powerhouse Hobbs, are they going to feud with the Bloodline and all these? What's Triple H calling this group?
To be fair, this whole time, Jacob Fatu and Royce Keys were like, know each other from the streets. We're from the streets. And OTM, I think most of their promos were from the streets.
Yeah.
So they all know each other from the streets, which is just lovely. But yeah, a bit of gang warfare we're having going on.
Yeah.
I like it, actually. I think OTM over the last maybe 6 months finally started to grow on me a bit. And I think their in-ring work improved, and we're kind of going on NXT. What else is there to do with them? I think they were teasing the split, and we're like, I don't know if that works. So yeah, I kind of like this. I think it adds something to Royce Keys, who I think has been floundering a little bit.
He's been lost. Far. Yeah, he's been lost.
And this is kind of, I felt in AEW when he did his heel turn and started being a bit meaner. I think that's when he started to break through a bit more. So I don't mind the move.
Yeah, I think that's a cool move. OTM, we were kind of not worried about them, but think like a year and some change. We were like, what even are they going to do with these guys? And then having them featured on TV the last little while, I was like thinking they see something in these guys, and they have improved. We were maybe sort of negative on them when they first came in, but we've been honest and said like we see the improvements, especially in the wrestling and the
JJ,
talking.
Man.
And Lil JJ. I was wondering where Lil JJ was on Monday Night Raw, because he didn't show up.
He'll be the fourth member.
Yeah, the fourth man who's from the streets. Honestly, just look at the course correction here. As soon as OTM mentioned Lil JJ, they're getting the bag. Yeah. So really, Lil JJ, if you don't know, you got to remember a few months back, they had him on TV.
Yes.
And ever since then, it's been up. So they finally made it out the mud.
Yeah.
And they're on the main roster. So yeah, good for them.
Stuff. Another thing, we kind of assumed after NXT Underground that Lola Vice was moving up. However, we didn't know where she'd end up. Would she be Raw? Would she be SmackDown? And well, it seems there was a bit of a vignette on Raw on Monday night, and she will be moving to Raw. And I think that's a good move, because I think the Raw women's division like, there were shots fired on this episode of NXT about Liv Morgan not defending the title in 100 days and things like that. And I think the Raw division has been pretty weak on the women's side, especially now you've got the two women's titles. It's kind of almost diluting the amount of competitors you can have for each championship. So I think Raw's the right move. And I'm interested to see how she does on the main roster.
She's another one who's just really improved. I know when we do this show, we've been pretty high on her for the last little while. And I think some feedback that people get, or that criticism of Lola is maybe the promo game that we see. And I think she stepped that up as well in the past little while. But the wrestling is connected. She's pretty much the full package. And I mean, we have friends who are like your casual wrestling fans and like, know some wrestling, sometimes come watch and stuff. When Lola Vice signed to NXT, we had so many non-fans who were like, yo, who's that?
Who's this?
And I'm just going to say that will probably happen once she shows up on, like, okay, elephant in the room. Look at her.
Yeah.
Superstar.
Yeah.
So like, I think it's going to work.
And I kind of like the vignette where she's, I think she's getting out of a car and she's in heels and she's very glammed up, and then the heels come off and you see her start kicking and punching shit.
Yeah. She's really come a long way in her time in NXT. So you know what? Why not try it on the main roster? And I'd be willing to say it's going to work.
And you know what? It's a simple thing, but something very common in WWE, which always gets over, is the like, San Diego, what do you want to talk about? Isn't it great to be alive in Toronto on a Monday night or what? Holla NXT.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a simple thing. But
Holla Lola.
Holla New York.
Yeah.
Holla Los Angeles. Like, it's
exactly.
I think she could connect with some people there.
But she really had a great year. And when she had matches up against, Kendall Gray and stuff, that's when I think she really started to get like, okay, wait a second, the wrestling is really connecting, the characters connecting. Yeah. Honestly, it really, really helps. So I think they're going to have a big star on their hands with Lola Vice. So all the power to Ola Lola.
Well, let's now get into a bit of NXT, shall we? And then we'll go through the show. We'll do some heat wave predictions, and then we'll see you in all in London hype.
Yes, we're going to try to get through this NXT review quicker than we usually do, and you understand why. But we just watched it, and all our thoughts are fresh in our head.
Well, we start things off right away with a weaponized steel cage match. Dion Lennox versus Saquon Shugars. I know we've been kind of down on this feud. I think I actually really enjoyed the split screen interview they had last week. I think that's probably the best thing they've done so far. But we've been pretty let down and almost angry about the way the match is showing up.
They've sucked.
Yeah, they've been bad.
They've been really bad. The OTM storyline is pretty cookie cutter copy paste of any other faction kicking out a guy and they feud with that guy. But the match has been honestly worse than imaginable. Yeah. So there was a lot kind of variety. I'm not saying this match was necessarily amazing, but at least they finally did something, because this feud has been bad.
Vic Joseph tells us this is the 4th weaponized steel cage match in NXT. Can you remember the others?
We definitely talked about them, but
I think JCGG was one. I think.
Oh, okay.
I genuinely can't.
We watch way too much NXT.
Yeah. I always find it funny when they're saying, "Look, there's trash cans, steel chairs, kendo sticks, and this cage is 5,000 pounds of steel." I'm always like, well, they're not dropping the cage on someone, so what does it matter how much it weighs? Anyway.
I mean, last week we said they're just going to do the classic WWE NXT violence, which is kendo sticks, trash cans, and chairs. And oh, look what's in the ring.
Yeah. It was that. I think they were a bit more creative with it on this match. You had, as soon as Saquon Shugars is entering the cage, Dion just launches a trash can at him to get the advantage. There's multiple chair shots. He rips off the bandage off of Saquon Shugars. And I realize, as you drop your phone, I realize, is this why Shugars has been wearing half his shirt? Because he's been so injured and strapped up that he just can't pull that second sleeve on his arm.
You mean he's just been wearing this shirt? Sorry, he's been half wearing the shirt for the last...
His pectoral muscles are just too messed up here. So Dion rips that off, starts whipping him with his belt. Shugars comes back by launching a trash can at Dion for a comeback. and then puts the trash can on his head and then grabs the lid of the trash can, smacks it once, completely whiffs it on the second one, doesn't hit it at all. I always hate this shot because I'm like, why are you giving the guy armor before hitting him? But then he did go up top and hit a missile drop kick to the trash can, which looked pretty nice. We have these two chairs stacked like side by side, like tables. But Dion goes up to it, picks up one of the chairs, turns it upside down, placing it on the other chair. I don't think I've seen this before.
This was nasty.
And does a body slam Shugars on top of it. That looked painful and quite creative spot there.
Yeah, I'll give them credit for sure. Like, we never see the guy get slammed onto the, like, poking out legs of the chair. So I don't know if Shugars is the one who has the pro wrestling background, as they've told us in this storyline. So maybe he knows how to take this spot. But either way, that looked really painful. Yeah.
There's then from Shugars a atomic drop into kind of the sister Abigail onto a steel chair, which looked very nice. Spine buster from Dion onto a chair. And now Dion starts attacking the knee. He puts him in a tree of woe, smashing the knee with the chair. And then Lennox starts attacking the knee even more, using Shugars' baseball bat in a kind of sharpshooter style submission using the bat. Shugars then grabs his head and slams it against the trash can lid. And then we have the sort of trash can on top of Lennox, sort of around him again on the chair, and Saquon Shugars hits the super kick, but the table just collapses beneath it.
It looked like they set it up and he went to lay on it and the legs gave out. So then they tried to do it again, but then
the table
just broke.
But thinking on the fly, I assumed the finish was going to be a big splash through the trash can, through Dion, through the table. But instead, because the table's broken, Shugars just climbs to the top of the cage, does a huge crossbody on Dion Lennox, and gets the pin.
I mean, shout out to him or them thinking on the fly, whoever, if it was them or the ref, to come up with, hey, just go up top anyways. Just we figured that because we've seen that splash through the table a lot, that was probably what they were attempting to do. This match was the best of their series easily, right? Like these two, the whole story has not been that great, but at least finally we've got the big blow off, and it did what ultimately I think it was meant to do, is to help these guys get over. And Shugars being the one who's broken away from the group, like, you would think they're going to put some stock and some stuff into him going forward on NXT TV. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. And I thought even Dion stepped up here a little bit. So
I thought this was much needed. You know, we always talk about the handcuffs of hardcore matches in WWE and NXT. And therefore you've got to kind of think outside the box a little bit. Like, how can we make this different and just kendo sticks and chair shots to the back?
And we're not asking for, like, you know, needles and like, it's just
do something a little bit different. And I think both guys tried to approach this match with that mentality. By far their best match so far. And I think now we can move on from this feud, and they got a W by the end of it. So like, this was a thumbs up from me.
Yeah. A good step in the right direction. I don't know what we do with Dark State, to be honest. We've said that for like a year, but like,
I think you should have Cutler and Osiris kick Dion out the group now, and I think you keep them as a tag team, and then you have Dion moving forward. He's trying to kind of discover himself, like, what is Dion Lennox? And I think rather than just them being a trio, which I don't know anyone who cares about this group.
Yeah, no, agree.
We go backstage to Tony D'Angelo, who says, before Zilla and Cruz signed the dotted line, before Grayson Waller came back, it's been big PLE after PLE for Tony D. I'm the only Grand Slam champion in NXT history, and they only care about what is in it for their career. But there are former champs on Raw, Braun and Oba, battling over who is the future. But the ruler forgets that I was the one who put him down first. Waller, former tag champion. Santana, former TNA champion. Zilla Bartu carving it out on the indies. They have their history and reasons, and I have mine, and I will do everything to keep it. I'll see you at the summit. As yes, we're main eventing NXT with a train of wrestlers cutting promos and talking over each other.
A John Summit, yes. I like that. I'm shocked almost that they mentioned he beat Oba.
Yeah.
Like, hey, don't forget I beat Oba clean. It's like, hey, quiet, don't say that.
It is definitely something in another era they'd have wanted us all to forget ever happened.
Yeah.
We go to maybe one of my favorite segments on this show. Sarah Schreiber goes bowling with the Vanity Project. They go to a place called Time to Bowl, or at least that's what the sign said.
Just said bowl.
Yeah, no one was there.
I mean, was this because they filmed it during the day? Because
Yeah,
no one was there.
I mean, I've seen some pretty empty bowling alleys in the past, but no one's there. These guys love each other, and that's what this was all about. They're all best friends, and they're telling Schreiber that we're real friends. Unlike Miles and Tavion, they pretend to be friends, but one always thinks they're better than the other. But we compete to make each other better. And I found this hilarious because Jackson Drake then goes up with the ball.
And
you just assume, because it's a wrestling vignette, that all of these guys are going to be strike.
Perfect, yeah.
Drake knocks down like 2 skills, 2 pins. Micah, and even Micah, who is like, known for being the actual muscle of the group, and kind of the good one, if you will, goes up and does the 2-handed bowl, knocks down a couple more pins than Drake. And then Sarah Schreiber says, "Oh, you guys, you're like a family." And she goes, "Even Micah." And they go, "No, she's a brother." Brad Baylor, we see then getting a drink and is chatting up the bartender, and all the boys are like, "Oh, look at him. He's doing his thing.
Let him do his thing. Let him do his thing." Yeah. I was like you the other night.
Baylor then goes up, and Brad Baylor knocks down 3 pins and then turns the camera and smiles as if he's just done like a perfect game. And then Smokes sets up the little kiddie ramp, bowls it down, and knocks down maybe a few more pins. And then they say no one is trying to mess with us when Lock Mama is lurking. They say they're going for all the gold at Heatwave, and then there'll be a post-NXT celebration, and they'll burn this place to the ground. I'd have loved like a manager to have walked past at that point and be like, "Yo, what are you doing at my bowling alley?" And then they say V's up, and they get Sarah Schreiber to do it as well.
Should they get the V guy to join the group? Who's the guy in Toronto?
Von
Vertigo.
Yeah.
What great independent wrestler in Toronto. He does the V guys.
This was fantastic. How are these guys heels? I found them so likable here. They're 3 brothers here who are just looking out for each other. They're all terrible at bowling, but it doesn't matter. They're supporting each other to be better. Like, how do you not? And they weren't being mean to Sarah. They were involving her. They're inclusive. Like, what? Just
great lads.
Yeah, great lads. Micah's great. These guys are hilarious, but I love this because it took, similarly to when Drake was on the date and then he got stood up and Micah stepped in and you thought they were going to do something mean.
Yeah.
I think they always like subvert your expectations with what this group's going to do. And I thought this was very funny.
These guys continue to be my favorite on NXT. And even in silly like segments where they go to a bowling alley, it's a highlight of the show. We have to add this to another piece of the NXT Monopoly board. We got someone
the bowling alley.
Who
Rob.
Yeah, Rob always is a listener who always finds these locations in Florida. So I'm sure Rob has already sent us
one day we'll get this.
We'll go to We'll go to the bowling alley. We'll go to the sushi restaurant,
the coffee shop,
parking lot,
the fishing, like
the bronze fishing boat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's all these other places. The part that killed me the most is when Jackson Drake like only knocked down like 2 pins, and then like it cuts to him in slow-mo, and he's like, "Yeah, we're locked in." I was like, "This is me bowling. I think I'm the shit, and I'm just terrible."
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah, honestly, these guys should be a big deal in WWE. I feel like this shtick would really work.
Yeah, like something's gone very wrong if they mess up with these boys.
Like I see some negativity on social media of like fans of NXT who watch it, and I don't know if it's just like effective heel work, but I didn't find they were very heelish in this thing at all.
I thought they were adorable.
Yeah. And they said that they all live together, like they're roommates and brotherhood and all that. I genuinely think these guys are funny. They know what their character is at such a young age, and honestly can run circles around people in the ring. So like, great stuff.
I bet they like sloppy steaks at Chiffoni's as well.
Yeah.
Get that
They
vibe.
live for New
Live
Year's.
for New Year.
They slick back their hair.
Natty comes out and she says it starts off as maybe kind of borderline babyface promo here. Kind of she's explaining her actions.
Yeah, I was
That-
worried here because we're watching NXT with our breakfast for a change, and you had to watch a Natty promo, and you were in such a good mood. I was shocked.
Lovely mood today. She says, I came to NXT because I wanted to fight Jada Parker because I saw something very special in her. She looks like $1 million, speaks like $1 million, and wrestles like $1 million. And she can knock me on my ass. But I saw wasted potential. She has all the tools, but doesn't know what to do with it. And she lost a couple of matches and then got soft. And who exposed her? Me. And she got better. Then she started to believe that she can run this division. And you got the most valuable asset, my attention. And you are a possibility that I turned into a reality. You're welcome. Jada comes out, and at first I thought it kind of went against what Natty had just said, but then she made sense of it. She goes, since you came to NXT, you've been trying to prove that you're everything that you say I am. Wasted potential, soft, doesn't belong here. But it doesn't sound it to me, as this crowd are all behind Jada. She goes, I took those losses very hard. You are not special. I see right through you. You got the records and the legacy, but this is not out of the goodness of your heart. You saw a woman on the up and you tried to break me so I wouldn't take your spot. I'm not your friend. I don't need your experience or you telling me what I am. You should be thanking me. And when you wanted to be the topic of discussion, you came to me. And then Natty does this little skip around the ring and she goes, oh, there she is. There's the Jada Parker we all want. Well, I challenge you to a submission match at Heatwave, bitch. And Jada says, yeah, well, I'm going to wax your ass, bitch.
We called for a submission match. It makes sense. Should be ultimate submission match.
What, 30 minutes?
With like 3 submissions.
Yeah.
That one was all right. I think this could be great. I really think Natty in NXT is the best form of Natty. And this whole gimmick of Jada being like, you need NXT because like, what are you doing elsewhere is a good like twist on Natty's great at helping these young talents. So this is a good thing for Natty. This is a good thing for Jada. I'm actually expecting a pretty decent match.
Yeah, I was a little worried at first because I thought Natty did sound kind of sincere about, you know, it's like that tough love. I'm trying to like, I see something in you. I'm wanting to get it out. And Jada's like, nah, I see right through you.
Yeah.
You see your career on the decline and you're trying to get a bit of buzz. So yeah, submissions match. And then Jada doesn't really have a submission yet. So
we're going to find out.
It's a good way to introduce kind of a new finishing move for her.
What do you think? What would her submission move be?
Someone with a bum.
Is there a way to make a submission move into a bum?
If someone can make it work.
That's a different type of wrestling show, I think. I don't know what her submission could be, but I'm sure we're going to figure it. We're going to see it, and she's going to make Natty tap out. Maybe she hits the sharpshooter on Natty.
Maybe. We go to our next match. It's Cam Hendrix taking on Keanu Carver. And we get earlier today as Keanu Carver runs into Robert Stone and says, you know, Mr. Stone, I'm starting to understand how this works. You stack up some wins and then you get in title contention. So I want a match against Cam Hendrix after what happened last week. And Stone goes, how about tonight? He goes, tonight? You mean I got to get ready right now? As Stone's like looking a little scared and he's like, yeah. Carver goes, all right. He fist bumps him.
Nice guy Carver.
Nice guy Carver, who you always think is about to just kill Robert Stone at any second. But
yeah, sets up for this match. This nice guy thing is scary.
Yeah.
He is scary as this over the top nice.
Keanu starts the match with what he beat EK Prosper with, an inside cradle, which I just found hilarious.
Yeah, the side. First move of the match.
Open the match, an inside cradle. Vic questions if we've seen Keanu Carver do this before. Yes, Vic, it's how he beat.
Yeah, it's how he won the match, right? Yeah.
Carver then goes into more big man stuff, just throwing him around. There's a stiff forearm to the face of Hendrix. Cam comes back with an honor roll and does his nice Showtime pose.
I like that pose.
Yeah.
Don't quite know how to do it, but I like it.
It's an S, right? He's doing the
Hendrix?
Showtime.
Oh.
I think he's making an S with his arms.
Got you.
We then get the Showtime kick from Hendrix, but Carver kicks out. Get a huge pounce from Carver where Hendrix goes flying. And then Hendrix is on the outside, and as Carver goes to grab him, he cheekily thumbs him in the eye. But as the ref is sort of checking on Carver, a wild Mason Rook appears and just flattens Hendrix with this running crossbody, throws Hendrix into the ring, and then Keanu Carver delivers the perfect plex for the win.
Yeah. Strange finishing move for such a monstrous dude, but still, it looked good. Actually, this was a pretty fun, tiny little match. Like, it had the interference to continue the Rook Cam feud, and Carver week by week kind of becoming another one I like to watch on this show. I think from the get-go we saw him kill people. We're like, okay, wait, we kind of like this. Then we saw he was maybe a little green, but months have gone by now, and look, they're trying this. I don't even know if is this comedy of him being nice, and they're trying the different things we do in NXT, and I'd say it is working with this guy. So
I think as well, when he debuted, it was pretty much, it felt like a week after Obafemi moved up.
Yeah.
And I think the comparisons there are obvious. And I think this is a good way of making him feel completely different. And I remember that sort of with Io when she came in, and she was just the babyface Io, and people were comparing her to Kairi because they're just two petite Japanese women who can do
who are happy,
flying.
who are
And
very
then
smiley.
they
Yeah.
changed her gimmick and changed her presentation, and they're completely different wrestlers. And I think here having Carver being like, oh, I understand that I can't get by in this business just with my size and power because EK Prosper had the better of me. So I've got to think smarter. I've got to be politer backstage with my boss. I've got to start listening to people like Booker T, who was his coach. And like, I'm going to learn to wrestle. So I think every week him introducing like a new, more traditional wrestling move to win the match, I think is quite smart rather than just him. You can do the big throwing stuff around, but you're going to get those comparisons. And I don't think you're getting those comparisons as much.
So next time he wrestles, he's hitting a 619.
I want to see him do a European clutch.
That would be good.
Like Zack Sabre Carver.
He's big though. I don't know how he would be able to do that, but yeah, I would like him to continue the like, he's on the babyface turn and he's doing all the babyface things, but eventually this could all shatter and he's like, nah, fuck you.
I'm gonna
and then kill people again. But I would say, like, genuinely, he is one I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I actually like watching this guy. So good on him, Carver.
I've enjoyed him.
Yeah.
He's been good.
Yeah.
And we then go to a NXT spotlight with Kalani Jordan. She's talking all about her chance to be NXT Women's Champion
in a hockey jersey.
Yeah,
kind of looks like she fits in the Divine Dominion.
Was it a hockey jersey or
like a football?
Football jersey? I think this was.
Bad.
Big and baggy. But yeah. Seems to be the style these days.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. She says everyone here is talking about their journey, transitioning from one sport to the other, and I didn't have to do any of that. I've been gifted, and since I put pen to paper, you see me rise. And there are the likes of Obafemi, Lola, Kendall. They all came from different athletic backgrounds and they followed in my footsteps. But I didn't need the indies. I didn't need a Volve or a famous last name to get over. I'm the most talented woman to step into a WWE ring, and I won the North American Championship on my first shot. I won the TNA Knockouts Championship on my first shot. So call me One Shot Lani, because I'm going to do the same. Jordan's my last name, and I'm a star.
She sounded pretty good. Like, I think she's, ever since turning heel, she's definitely been finding herself. I still think she's maybe not quite at the promo level that I think she can get to, but her wrestling and character is finally coming full circle. Like, I don't know if she's going to win this weekend, but I think she will be champion in 2026.
I think this nickname's too good to have it squashed. You know, One Shot Lani.
One Shot Lani, like, the shot caller.
I think you have that as a gimmick where you know, she's been kept away from the NXT Women's Championship for shows.
Oh, so you're saying she should?
Eventually has a one chance, she gets it.
Right.
So then you can carry that up, hopefully, when she's on the main roster. She has her first IFC championship.
Yeah.
She eventually, like, she gets it on first time and things like that.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I think it's time for Kalani to win this. Love Kendall Gray, but I don't think babyfaces need the long run, and I think Kendall can get it back at some point.
The way things are going, they're going to put her on the main roster by
Yeah.
a few months because they've been moving people up so quickly lately. So I think once Kendall and Kalani get to the main roster, they should be big stars, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, I think both of them are really good. So
we then go from that to a Zilla Fatu promo, like a pre-tape promo. He says, looks like Heatwave got a whole lot hotter and everyone's got their eyes on me. He says, this chain I wear, and it's got Umaga on it. He says, this is my dad, Umaga, and I carry that legacy with me. And last name can be a blessing and it can be a burden. And you'll know my last name, but you'll remember my first. And I'm just not a Nepo baby. Nepo baby, he reiterated. Bloodline baby, as it's showing clips of him in Reality of Wrestling saying, controversy follows me.
Of course, Reality of Wrestling clips, yeah.
He says, you may think I got this title shot for a lot of reasons, but 25 million people saw my debut. So they can all get it, and after Sunday, you will know why they call me the Maniac.
The Maniac?
The Maniac.
And he says he's the main one, I think, too. Or is that what he said? Maybe I'm getting that wrong. But you know what? I haven't, we both have said the past few weeks, we haven't watched a whole lot of him on the indies. We know the controversies, and I guess controversies create cash because here he is on WWE TV. So good for him. You know what? Umaga, one of my favorites. We've done a show called The Champ Is Here, where we've been going through John Cena's thing, which we will get back to eventually. But we went through the John Cena Umaga rivalry in that Rumble match, and just think Zilla versus someone in a huge last man standing match down the line would be cool. But
yeah, recreate that.
I loved his Jesus piece of Umaga's face on the pendant on the chain. So you know what? I'm willing to give this guy a shot here and see is there actually any merit to this controversy? Like, what if he's just in WWE and has no issues whatsoever and is just
did he stack the chairs? Is that
yeah, they don't do that here. I think the chairs are built in NXT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Avery Styles and TNA though, do they even have chairs? You need butts to have chairs. I'm willing to give Zilla, like, I want him to be really good.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that it is. I don't think he should win on Sunday. I don't think that's necessarily right. But
you can because it being a 4-way, you can spin him off with a feud with whoever. Santana. Like I think we're calling for Waller to win.
I think Waller should win and Cruz chases, and you could have Zilla destroy Tony in the feud after, and that sends Tony up to go main roster with Enzo and Cass.
Yeah. And then you can have a little Montana and Zilla feud.
Sure.
Determine who's challenging Waller.
Sure. Yeah. But you know what? The promo sounded good here. He sounded good. He looks scary. So yeah.
We go to our next match, Callie Armstrong versus Zaria. And if Callie Armstrong wins this match, she'll be inserted into the unification match of the North American title and the Speed title at Heatwave. Starts with Zaria just throwing Callie around. Callie hits a big high cross the floor where she's like, lands on the face.
Yeah, it looked like she hit her face almost, but she got up with no problem. What a beast.
After the break, we get a big superplex from Zaria. They're trading punches. Powerbomb from Callie to Zaria. Callie then runs into a high knee and a pump kick from Zaria, followed by the discus lariat and a German suplex. Callie comes back with a power slam, starts running the ropes to set up for her pounce, or which Callie connection.
Yeah.
However, runs into a spear from Zaria. Zaria goes for the F5, but Callie counters this F5 into a victory roll for the pin, and Callie is added to the Heatwave match.
Yeah, we kind of suspected that as soon as they announced this kind of situation. It's like, why would you announce that and not add her? And clearly they see something in her, so they've been pushing her. For me, this was like Zaria we've seen on NXT, and here she is facing someone who's so new, and it felt like Zaria had to be like, no, I have to basically prove that, like, I've been here longer than you kind of thing. So I thought there's some cool, stiff strikes in this match, and it didn't go too long, but Zaria hasn't connected with me. I know you were more down on her than I was, but I'm slowly the face paint's fading away a little bit. The scariness is been done off with, and it might be too late to go back to it.
They're very hot and cold with her on her booking. And I think she's never been properly booked as the monster they want her to be.
Yeah.
And, Callie's just come along. And unless Zaria completely dominates this match, she's had way too many losses.
Yeah.
Under her belt. And even as champion, she's losing against Ren. She's losing against Callie. So, yeah, it's the blooms off the rose a little bit with her, unfortunately.
It's a cold character, and I'd say her wrestling and her promos aren't the strongest. And again, I was defending her a lot months ago, and now I'm just like, what do you even know what you're doing with her? And that could be also the problem with her. I know she's a champion right now, but after adding Callie to this match, I'm like, does she take the belt from her?
Yeah, I think Callie should win it.
Yeah, at this point, maybe that's what you do.
Like you've got the two other champions, so put it on the one with neither of the belts.
Yeah, yeah, but then what do you do with Zaria?
Becky at Mania,
Yeah, I just don't know what you do with Zaria after this, regardless of her champion.
With Enzo and Cass.
That's the new. It's not even back in the company, but we're just. She's not even Italian.
Yeah. I love when people listen to comments like that and then write in the comments like, "What idiots!" They get like no sense of sarcasm or anything. Why would you put Zaria with Enzo and Cass? Enzo's not even in the promotion. But, yeah.
Let's just think there for a second of what that would look like if Enzo and Zaria. And this right here,
bring back the mixed match challenge.
This is Big Z. She's a big Aussie with red hair, and you can't teach.
Love it. Perfect. We go backstage to your favorite NASCAR driver, William Sawalich. Who's going to be racing in the Daytona race on CW. And I love how the name, tag, the bar, doesn't come up till way too late. Because he's just stood here and they don't he's with Ren QCC.
Is this with when Kendall comes into the room with him?
Yeah.
And they're like mid conversation, but it's the most fake.
But they also
mid combo
don't
acting.
Say his last name. It just comes up at the bar minutes into this segment. So they're like, "Oh, hey, William." Like, who's William?
Yeah.
So
I just didn't like the fact. Okay, I don't care that you're mixing in advertise. It's fucking WWE.
Yeah.
We know they love the advertisements and
cross promotion,
CW, all that stuff. I'm not mad at that, but I can criticize the way they do it. And bless Kendall Gray. I think she's going to be a multi-time WWE champion. But right now, I don't believe her promos as much.
That's why she's got to keep doing this kind of stuff.
And
right?
I thought this was so brutal because it's the fakest. Okay, 3, 2, 1, action. Yeah, well, and they're walking into the room. I'm like, what? What is this?
So Kendall Gray introduces William Sawalich to Dr. Tim,
who's even worse promo because he's not a fucking wrestler.
She says, "Oh, he's the best in the game, Dr. Tim." And I'm like, is William going into this race with an injury and she's gonna get her?
It's a race. What does he have? A fucking foot injury? Hand injury?
She asks Dr. Tim, "Am I cleared?" And he's like, "You're cleared, but you have to be careful, Kendall. You are playing with fire."
Yeah, Dr. Tim might be the worst actor we have here on NXT. Takes it for sure. Bless him.
So Ren Sinclair then shows up and she goes, "So is it good news? Are you cleared?" And she goes, "Yes." And she goes, "Well, that's great news, but you have to be careful. But I have to be careful too because my match is a triple threat match." And William then says, "You know what, ladies? We just need to breathe." And he does a whoosh. And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's great. We're going to win now." And he's like, "And I'm going to win the Wawa 250.
The what? Hold on a second.
I think that's
no, that's what they said. Yeah, I'll have to ask Brandon from New Jersey, big Wawa fan. Is this the Daytona?
This is the Daytona race,
but Daytona 500. So this is the Wawa 250.
I'm not going to pretend I know anything about this sport.
Look, we like wrestling. We're white trash enough to like wrestling, but NASCAR is where you can't get us.
Yeah.
Sorry, WWE.
It would be fun to go to one, I think. But
why? What do you want? Oh, they're like, all right, now wait another hour before they come around again.
Get drunk and hang out with rednecks. Sounds great.
I don't know about that, actually. Yeah, I'll tell them that. I'll remind all these people in the stands. It's Lake Ontario Yeah.
I'll reiterate. Kendall needs to ask her president how to heal that ear so quickly.
Yeah.
It's coming up to a month now, and she's still bandaged.
It would be okay by now.
Should be, yeah. Well, I
right?
mean, Dr. Tim said it's okay, but
she's playing with fire.
We go to our next match. It is the BirthRight taking on Dorian Van Dukes, Sean Legacy, Romeo Moreno, and Noam Dar in an 8-man tag. And someone correct me if I'm wrong. This might be the first time the whole of BirthRight have teamed.
Okay, I know we've seen the tag of Stax and Uriah a bunch. And I know literally last week we were bitching about, like, does Charlie even do anything? Where's Charlie? Does he even wrestle? So here he is actually wrestling. So I like that. But I know they've worked the 4-man team on some of the live events that they've done. But I can't off the top of my, unless when they first got together, I still don't think they've actually all 4. We could be wrong, but this is the full BirthRight with Ariana on the outside. So like,
put her with Enzo and Cass.
She's Italian.
Yeah.
I got to shout out Stax, who put out this great video on his socials where it's like the BirthRight, and it shows a photo of Brian Pillman and a photo of Lexis King. It shows a photo of Regal and a photo of Charlie in like an STF. It shows Finley doing a headlock and then Uriah doing a headlock. And it shows Santino and then it shows Ariana. And then it shows Stax and then it shows his dad. And it's just some guy in a backyard like up dancing. It is so funny. So yeah, he's in BirthRight by marriage.
By injection. Yes. We get, as Charlie Dempsey must be listening because he did a lot in this match and I haven't seen him wrestle for time.
We literally bitched out last week. We're like, why isn't this guy wrestle? Like, why isn't he wrestling? And here he is doing the most.
We got a really nice NXT UK Heritage Cup division start with Dempsey and Dar going back and forth. Some nice backslide exchanges. Double ankle locks from Dar and Moreno to Stax and Connors. DVD and Legacy then fly off the top rope with high crosses. And now we get a sequence of pretty much everyone in this match teasing a big dive to the outside and someone stops them. So you have DVD and Legacy going to dive to the floor, but Ariana gets up on the apron. You then had like, I think Uriah Connors tease something, like they're all teasing something. Moreno then eventually gets it where he leaps over BirthRight to tag in Dorian, who comes in like lighting up everyone with Ranas, big clotheslines, and then grabs Stax in this huge blue thunder bomb from the ring to the floor, tossing him on top of all of BirthRight. This looked fantastic.
Yeah.
There's then a 450 from Legacy to Stax, but the pin is broken up. Cross arm breaker from Dar, springboard back elbow from Stax. Lexis King does something in this match by coming off the top rope with a blockbuster.
Nice.
Romeo leaps straight to the top rope, like one jump onto the top with a huge dive to the floor. Dorian launches Legacy, kind of like the Joaquin Phoenix LWO spot where he...
Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin Wild, sorry. where Dorian is... Legacy stood on the second rope and Dorian sort of bouncing it to get extra elevation.
Oh, yeah.
This beautiful high, twisting high cross on top of everyone. And then we get in the ring a regal plex from Dempsey to Dar.
Ooh.
And little baby Regal, Charlie Dempsey, picks up the win.
Yeah, I was shocked. We literally talk about this guy like we like him. He's been on NXT for a while. What the hell's going on? So finally, he's not only is he wrestling, he got a win. And he hit his daddy's move. And dare I say, it looked good. Super finisher, Regal Plex here, Dempsey Plex.
I kind of thought this was the best presentation of BirthRight since their introduction, we went off on them last week. It was a good start, and then they've just all remained to be in their
jobbers,
comedy jobber gimmicks. And I thought this match was so much fun. I like a lot of people in sort of this division of NXT right now.
Yes.
And just non-stop, high octane. And yeah, like I'm kind of glad BirthRight won here. I try and keep up this momentum with them.
Yeah, like we've been a little hot and cold, but we were definitely like, okay, let's try it out when they first put them together. And then they did drop them a little bit. But now this is our tag team division, right? With Legacy, DVD, Romeo and Dar. Like, this may have been my favorite match on this show, actually. I think I even like this more than EK and Ray Phoenix, which we'll get into. There was a really, like, back and forth with everyone hitting some crazy stuff. I really enjoy Legacy and Dorian Van Dukes on this show. Shout out Legacy's gear. It looked like bullseye from Daredevil kind of
Okay,
thing. It was
yep.
pretty cool, like the crosshair on it. No, honestly, this was pretty fun. And I know we've gone off about Lexus King and like, what are we doing with him? Even just if he was a manager, it's fine if he's got these guys to be with. But Uriah, Charlie, Stacks, even like the wrestling is there. It's just maybe what else do we need to draw out of them to get something else? But step in the right direction with the Regalplex.
I enjoyed this a lot. We go backstage and Mr. Stone is telling the hot ref to be prepared for the summit at the end of the show. And that is when Keanu Carver walks in and he's like, hey, you cheated. Mason Rook interfered. That's cheating. Keanu says, hey, a win is a win. It's final, Stone.
He reminds Stone the same thing that he said to him a few weeks ago. The referee's decision is final.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Didn't he get in a beef with him?
here.
Yeah, he got in beef with him a few weeks ago. So now he's like, oh, shoes on the other foot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Shiloh Hill then comes in and talks about getting misted by Naraku last week. And he says, you know, I've been doing some investigating in this red mist, and I've realized that the ingredients Naraku's using is like nitrate and something else, but he controls the concentration, which changes the duration of the effects. It's just like lemonade. You know, the more lemon you put in, the sharper it is, the more tart it is. And he's like, you get it, Stone. And Stone's like, hey, yeah, sure. Anyway, I want a match with Naraku next week. And it is booked. Naraku versus Shiloh Hill.
And then Stone is like, man, my God, this place.
Yeah.
Literally. So he's like, oh, this place. So it's getting to him.
Is Shiloh Hill debuting his own mist next
The Fog.
week? Or is it just lemonade?
It's great. That would be good.
Yeah.
Or like an Arnold Palmy situation.
Fog. It needs to be a thick, like gray mist.
Yeah. Maybe this was his excuse on why the mist didn't look good last week. Because remember, we were like, where is the mist?
And that's why it wore off so quickly, because it was too concentrated.
Right. It was just spit.
Yeah.
So really, Naraku just spit in his face. Really, Naraku just goes down to the Dollar Tree. Sorry, Poundland. We're in London right now. Buys like red dye or like, I don't know, some candy that makes his mouth blue or red and spits it out.
I want to know how the poison mist doesn't poison the mouth of the person it's in.
Exactly. If it's blinding, it can't be good to keep in your mouth. Yeah. No one does it as good as Tajiri, which you can hear us talk all about on our Heatwave 2000 review. What a menace Tajiri was.
Dropping later today. Oh man, Tajiri's something.
Like Tajiri did the mist the best. I know, you know, Great Muda, Kabuki, all the things as we learned from Shiloh Hill, but Tajiri was the best. Come on.
Best mist ever coming soon.
Just Tajiri's best.
We go to our main event match. It's for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. Rey Fenix, who will be facing his brother Penta next week in the Roman Reigns tournament on Raw. But he's facing the challenger, EK Prosper.
In the game.
And we open things up with a gory special from EK, which is transitioned into an arm drag from Rey, flipping Prosper, but he lands on his feet. Just a beautiful start to this match. We get a stiff chop to the chest from Rey as he runs the ropes into a lucha arm drag. Prosper comes back with a huge moonsault from the top rope to the floor, and then follows up with a top rope rough rider to Fenix for a 2, followed by a Fenix, Falcon arrow for a 2 count with a bit of an extra rotation there. Fenix comes back with I thought it was called the Adios Amigo. Vic called it the Goodbye Amigo.
That
doesn't sound anywhere near as good.
I mean, that's just the translation, right? I think
it is.
But still, yeah.
Then call it Goodbye Friend.
Or Adios Friend.
Yeah. We get a high cross from Rey for a 2. Fenix goes for a rolling cutter, but gets caught with a German suplex. Fenix then lands the lethal injection, running high knee in the corner from Fenix. And then they're fighting on the top. And EK Prosper hits a huge, top rope standing super Hurricane Rana off the turnbuckle. Looked fantastic. Goes for his high tucked moonsault, but Fenix rolls out the way, sends him into the corner, hits the running Gamangiri, the super kick, and then the Mexican muscle buster. And Rey Fenix retains the AAA Cruiserweight Championship as the NXT crowd are going, AAA, AAA, AAA. So cultured, these
in Florida?
Floridians. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this was a really fun match. Rey Fenix, obviously, we've watched him for years. Incredible performer. But EK Prosper, who we've seen the last few months in NXT, has really stepped up, really evolved his game, like his promo game, his look, his name, even like everything this dude is doing, and every time he's on the screen, he's stealing it. So the commentator Vic was like, hey, like Vic and Book both were like, this guy has nothing to lose in this match because if anything, you're going up against someone who's a champion who's already made a name for himself. So that's definitely how I felt coming off of this. That like even though he lost, this propelled him even further.
I feel I enjoy that division they've got going with Legacy and Van Dukes and all them, but I feel EK has already like graduated from that. He's already stepped up out of that role, and I could see him like going for the title down the line.
I'd say if we're predicting Vanity Prophecy on Heatwave, I'd say EK Prosper could eventually be the one to take it from you.
I'm going to call him for Iron Survivor.
Ooh,
I'd say Iron
November.
Survivor, EK or Jackson Drake would be my picks.
Yeah. I would like Jackson to win the title this Sunday, but those two would be the two kind of the stars on the rise in NXT that one day could finally cross paths. But I love EK Prosper. I thought this was a really fun match. This was really good. This probably was the match of the show, but I really did enjoy the tag match before. It was 2 matches back to back on NXT that I really got into, to be honest.
I feel we could have done a lot more with Rey Fenix in NXT, considering his misuse on the main roster.
1000%. Like
when we were crying out for people to when Ricky Saints came in, like think of a little Ricky Saints Rey Fenix feud. Like I think NXT really needed that at one point.
At least you're going to get a crazy match.
Yeah.
So
we go to everyone's second favorite NASCAR CW Wawa Daytona.
Yeah, who's this guy?
Sam Mayer.
Oh.
Yeah, come on.
Related to John?
He's his baby brother.
Right. Yeah. The world's best hip-hop
sensation, John Mayer. That's why we should not listen to Jonathan Coachman, girls and boys. Sam Mayer's with Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights, and they're so excited for his race, more so than Heatwave. They're just so excited for this race. And Tavion says, look, we don't know the order of these matches on Heatwave. Mr. Stone's not told us yet. So if the tag match is first, let me take the heavy lifting so you, Miles, can prepare for the singles match. And Miles says, you know what? I don't give a fuck about the order. He's like, it doesn't matter. I'm winning either way. Like, we're winning. We're coming out 2 matches, 2 Ws, and Tavion then again. And this is, I think, my favorite thing Tavion's done the last 2 weeks. I don't know what I'm going to do if I lose this.
And then they won.
Yeah.
And then now he's saying it again.
I don't know what I'm going to do if we lose these titles.
I'm going to beat the shit out of you the second we lose these titles. It'd be great.
Sam, then they're wise, these NASCAR.
Sam Wise.
Yeah, Sam Wise Mayer. He says, you just got to take it one match at a time. Hank and Tank then come in yelling, and we learn that they've just come back from Hollywood filming a movie for the CW. And Hank and Tank say, we want a match after you retain the titles. And we then see kind of the losers from the 8-man earlier, Van Dukes, Legacy, and Noam and Moreno, kind of lurking in the background, looking dejected as this talk about a title match is going on. Tavion says, right now, we're taking one win at a time, but after Sunday, we'll talk.
So he kind of shoots them down, but says after we've retained.
Let us focus on this.
Because we're losing.
Yes.
They must have watched, I don't know if you've ever watched, the guy who inspired Zack Ryder's character, that YouTube video where the guy wears glasses and a new haircut. Take a look at my fucking haircut. Fucking this and that. Hank and Tank were like, you want to shut up the title? That it's like they must have just watched this video and were inspired. So fucking Hanks, fucking Tanks and all that. But I'm happy to see Hank and Tank back with their honk honk shirt and stuff.
Yeah.
I would like them back in the tag team tournament because there's another team of what are we doing with these guys?
Yeah.
What if we're not doing anything? Why are they here?
Move them up. There seems to be the effort at the moment to actually. I think they're trying. They go through this every 3 or 4 years. Let's put an effort on the tag teams on the main division and make this division something again. And I get the feeling that they're trying that again. Move them up. I think they're a pretty fun tag team to watch. They offer something a bit different. You can put them in these roles that an Alpha Academy would do backstage.
I'm wondering about what movie they're in.
Yeah.
Vic mentioned Booker T was also filming something. So maybe the CW is putting
Got a
wrestlers.
whole series of CW movies.
I have another question though. When they said I'm filming a movie on the CW, I went, oh, a movie sick on the CW. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, good for you. Bless them.
It might get more views than if it was just
A PLE on a Sunday night.
Straight to streaming.
Right.
Or if you PLE on a Sunday night.
Sorry, Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
Why are they doing it at 3 p.m. on a Sunday?
Maybe there's a
race.
Maybe Honk and Tonk are in a movie in the primetime slot or a race going on.
Are we going to review it?
We'll see. We'll see what it is. We don't have time to Google search this movie right now, but next week, they're going to tell us about this movie.
When it comes out, oh my God, they're going to, the stars will be on.
We go to our NXT Heatwave Summit. We start with the Speed Champion and the NXT Women's Champion, the Ren QCC, Kendall and Ren. They come out, and Kendall says Kalani is always complaining, and Kalani likes to talk about herself. Well, I can do that too. A year ago, I was on Evolve, and people barely knew who I was. But now I'm standing here as a former Evolve champion, and I am Survivor Challenge champion and the NXT Women's Champion. And when it comes to this division, I am the benchmark. And I didn't have my first offense. And I had my first offense against a future Hall of Famer. I didn't have to give Lola a rematch in Underground, and I did. I didn't have to wrestle injured, and I did. And I don't go 100 days without defending my title, unlike other champions. And I feel she's done a dig to Liv twice now. So I wonder if they're worlds collide, maybe, Liv and Kendall. Because I'm sure she made a comment about the 100 days a week or so ago.
Right.
She says, it's time for Kalani to put her money where her mouth is. I got a target on my back, and she best not miss. Kalani Jordan comes out in a football jersey. She says, you got a target on your back? Well, I put it there, and it will only take me one shot. So keep calling yourself the benchmark, because this Sunday, I'm going to put your ass right back on the bench. Ren says, we will be in my home state, and we'll be having a Ren QCCC, a Ren QC championship celebration.
Nice.
Zaria comes out and calls Ren Sinclair delusional. She says, you better call it the Ren QCC, the Ren QC see you later being a champion. And she doesn't care how many are in the match. She will be champion and erase the title that has haunted her forever. I quite like that little touch. Like it's the like Sol Ruka being the speed champion, the double championship thing, that's the reason why she wants to unify and get rid of them.
She's still beefing with Sol.
I hate this championship.
Yeah.
Callie Armstrong comes out and says that their memories must be terrible as she beat both those heifers back to back in Ren and Zaria. And
okay. I am I know I cuss and stuff, but I don't think I've ever referred to someone as a heifer. Does it not mean like
cow?
Okay.
It's a cow.
Right. Yeah.
That insult used to be pretty popular over here, and I think more so in Ireland.
Okay.
I'd like to say I haven't heard heifers for a long time, but I've heard it twice in the last week or so.
Right.
So it must be
because you've watched NXT.
It must be having a comeback. Yeah. She said she's coming home with both those titles, just like that. Grayson Waller comes out and goes, ladies, great to look at, hard to listen to. I love the energy and love to see the tips in. I'm talking about stood in this ring. I got it from here, though. I'm going to stop. He says
that was really good.
Thank you. He says at Heatwave, the world isn't going to be talking about you women or you lucha losers. They're going to be talking about Grayson Waller becoming NXT champion. Tony D'Angelo then comes out and says, you came back here to reinvent yourself. I don't care if you're Grayson Waller 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, or 5.0. You're going to do the same thing you always do, and that's be a disappointment. Cruz Montana comes out, and I've got a boner pick here. This is the usual WWE like conveyor belt of people coming out, cutting a promo.
Yeah, this was,
no security coming out for any of them. We've even advertised all the people in these matches are coming out to chat.
Even Stone earlier said like, hey, we this is going to be a hectic.
It's going to be a lot of people.
Yeah.
No security until Cruz Montana comes out. And these two guys are like, whoa, what are you doing?
Well, what is this Barriqua doing coming out of the crowd here? Maybe it's because he came out of the crowd and they thought he was a audience
That's
member.
his entrance, though, isn't it?
But it was weird that like Waller and Tony, no one is.
It
like-
should have had security around the ring the whole time.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And it was just as soon as the Puerto Rican comes out, it's like, whoa,
Don't think about
hang
getting in
on,
that ring, buddy.
hang on. So he says NXT is dysfunctional, but he kind of likes it. But the difference between him and everyone else is you came here to talk and I came here to throw hands. And he decks the two security guards. Everyone's brawling. And then Zilla Fatu comes out with a high cross, taking everyone out.
It was kind of funny because you have all the women fighting in the ring while the men were fighting in the ring, and then like some of the ladies were knocked down, and then Zilla comes in. So at one point, it looks like Zilla's gonna just destroy
everyone.
And then it's like, okay, goodness, he didn't.
So
do
high cross, a lot of high crosses on this show.
Yeah.
Takes everyone out, and then Zilla poses on the turnbuckle with the NXT Championship as Ren and Kendall are standing with their titles as we go home to Heatwave.
Yeah, I don't really like the okay, then you come out, and then you come out, and now they even have a name for this segment now called the Summit. It's like I just, as much as I understand, because like what else could we possibly do? It's just like it's kind of lazy to just do a segment with a train of people who come out, and then I'm gonna cut a promo on you, and it's like we've also seen some of these characters already tonight. I thought it was just a little lazy, but at the same, I do understand because you're trying to make everything seem as important at the same time. So having the women and the men's don't always mix like this.
Yeah.
So at least it was different, but I still don't like that. Okay, and then you come out, and then you come out.
I often find, and like Way once said this on a show, and ever since he said that, I completely agree. You often have these segments that are built specifically for the video package before the match.
Right.
And it's just to get the visual
and the audio.
Everyone brawling and a couple of buzzwords and things. And
yeah.
I will be NXT champion. And
yeah.
Like I actually really enjoyed this show this week. I thought the wrestling was good. I think we've set up a lot of good stuff. I think Heatwave's looking in good condition. I always find these segments incredibly boring and lazy and just a lot of just talking over. It's not for me, but overall, I did enjoy this show.
I thought this was a pretty good episode of NXT. Some good wrestling to wet your whistle. The 8-man tag was really good. The AAA Cruiserweight title match was really good. Even like everything,
the match was
everything on this was pretty good. And it's setting up for a pay-per-view, which is thumbs up. So like all the things aside this weekend, I would be excited. I would be hyped to watch this pay-per-view. It's just they once again shoot themselves in the foot of like, well, what would you rather watch?
Yeah.
Zilla, Fatu, or Kenny Omega. And I'm sorry, I'm picking my choice.
Like,
and it's like,
even if they were to do it Saturday against Red Bull, or whatever, like it would be, and then knowing it's a wrestling weekend and people are pumped.
Absolutely.
Wrestling, and it's like their own little event in the weekend, fine. But, or doing it in the usual 8 p.m. slot when NXT All In would have finished by then.
It's just shitty to do it at that.
It's a disservice to these talents who are great. Like a lot of them are really good and deserve to have eyes on them.
We do watch parties and wrestling parties and stuff, and especially in Toronto where we're from and located in. And we've done watch parties for wrestling. We've done watch parties for movies. We've done watch parties for AEW. This past 2 weeks, we've gotten so many messages about AEW All In and why we're not doing a party in Toronto. It's because we're going to the show. Sorry, guys. Not once has anyone asked us, hey, are you airing a watch party of NXT? And I just think this is such a big disservice. And it's not the talent. It's not even the people writing this show. It's not even Shawn Michaels. I genuinely am interested in watching Heatwave this weekend. But they have made it so that I am not. So like, it is unfortunate. I thought this was a really good episode. Some of the characters to look forward to, EK Prosper, as we mentioned, Jackson Drake, some of the young up-and-coming people, but all these new cast of characters that they've injected into the show is thumbs up from me. Like the thing I've been banging on about is like the men's roster, and finally we have like a whole cast of
We're excited
people
about characters.
Like
now.
Finally some characters to really sink your teeth into. So yeah, like we are always very honest on this show, and when things are good, we tell it like it is, and things are bad, we definitely tell it like it is. So I am excited for Heatwave. I probably will watch it on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Depending how it's
yeah,
feeling,
exactly.
possibly the train on the way to Liverpool.
And that's just because of
you know?
things in our life. And I'm sure some people will choose to watch a WWE product over it. I totally understand if people pick their sides or whatever it is. But it's just, it does suck when they've purposely booked this show to go up against it. And I don't care what anyone says. They clearly did that to just compete against it. And I do think it doesn't matter. Even if the show does 1 million plus on CW, which I don't think it will. I mean, actually 3 p.m. on a Sunday might actually do better for them than maybe 8 p.m. on a Sunday. But I just think it's a disservice, and I hope we won't do this again, but I think they will. I think they will continue to do the NXT versus AEW just to try to get people to watch this instead of something else. And I think that's a dirty ball move, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I like this show. I want to watch Heatwave. Unfortunately, I will watch it on delay. There's some things announced for the show that sound good if we quickly just want to go through the card.
Yeah, so let's do it. We'll do a little NXT Heatwave preview. Okay, let's start with the submission match, Natty versus Jada Parker.
Yeah, okay, Jada obviously winning this match, getting her lick back against Natty, but the last time, Natty's run in NXT, we said last week, every time Natty has been doing this for 12 plus years down in NXT, and she's great. She helps elevate these people. She's helped create stars. She's helped people learn how to wrestle. We see she's got the Dungeon and Tyson and all that stuff. Hate her or love her, she is great at wrestling and comes from a dynasty. And people like Jada who get to tie up and tangle with Natty, it only helps her. And it has helped Jada so much. Even Thea Hale last week. So I'm thinking we're going to get a pretty decent match out of these two. And Jada wins with a new submission that she's gonna.
Jada has to
debut.
win. Like, it does nothing for Natty winning this.
She doesn't need it.
It's the idea is this feud is to evolve Jada and have her move forward and a new submission. And yeah, I think Jada Parker, absolutely.
I guess a negative on this show was there was no Natty's Baddies, but they'll be on Sunday. They'll come
half
out.
a negative.
Yeah.
We then go to our NXT North American title match. Jackson Drake challenging Miles Bourne. First question, does this go first or second out of the 2 Miles Bourne matches?
I mean, does it make sense for him to lose this? And then it's like, okay, well, now I can at least focus on this. And then he also loses the tag title.
You can, I think him and Tavion have to break up after this.
Yeah.
Right? So it's whether you have them, like, I mean, you can have them win and vacate the titles during split up like you've had with Roxanne and Cora before or stuff like that we've seen. But it's, do you have Miles losing because he's so beaten up from the tag match?
Yeah.
He drops the North American. I'd like to see Miles turn heel personally and take it out on Tavion. Or what the very obvious hints at is Miles wrestles first and lets the tag team down because he's so beaten up. Then Tavion destroys him.
Like
Which is probably the more likely.
I want Jackson Drake to win this title, but does it make more sense for Tavion and Miles to feud over that title? Yeah. Considering they're gonna maybe break up. Miles, I keep giving him chances, but every time he's done these PLE matches, he's kind of let me down. Just example, Jackson Drake, my favorite character wrestler on NXT. Miles had a match with Johnny Gargano and it was boring.
Yeah.
So my expectations for this are not exactly high. I mean that as I want Miles to be good, but he has been really boring.
Jackson Drake.
I want Jackson Drake to win.
And therefore, quickly, the tag match, are we both going Vanity Project? Take it back.
Like, I feel like they won't make Miles lose both, but I want him to. I like the Vanity Boys, so I'm going V's up.
Have this one go first. Tavion and Miles. No. Tavion and Miles win. I don't know.
Yeah. Either way.
I could see them win and a beatdown happening and them dropping it and maybe setting up for the Dusty Cup because then it's vacant. Something like that. Possibly.
Okay.
Let's go Vanity Project.
Yeah.
That. We have the NXT title unification match, the Speed Championship and the North American Championship.
So yes, now it's a 3-way. Zaria, Callie, and Ren. With them adding Callie, it kind of makes sense that they just go with her, right? But Ren has been good. I would have just went with Ren, but then Zaria also, like, they've been trying to be quite honest, this might be the one match on the show I'm like, I don't care.
Not interested in.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Callie. I think
I'm gonna go
the one
Callie.
person without the titles is getting the title.
I'm going with Ren.
Ren.
Screw it.
Love it. We then have the NXT Women's Championship match. Kalani Jordan, one-shot Lani, challenging Kendall Gray.
Yeah, you said it earlier with this one-shot Callie thing.
Lani.
Sorry, Lani thing. That is a good kind of little gimmick to add to her character that they have already figured out. But I don't know. This is the match I'm most looking forward to on the show, and I think it will steal the show.
I feel it should main event. I don't think it will, but I'd like to see this close the show.
I think it would have if we didn't add the like Zilla thing in that we had, because it didn't. The men's match didn't seem as hot before. So, I think Kalani should be champion in 2026. Is it her time yet? I'm not sure, because there might be more story left with Gray, but you could still have Gray then go back on the chase for it and then come back to it down the line. So I might go with Kalani Jordan too.
So both of us Kalani Jordan.
Yeah. But either way, that's the show stealer.
And then the NXT Championship match, Tony D'Angelo defending against Grayson Waller, Zilla Fatu, and Cruz Montana.
Yeah, I'll say what we've kind of been saying is, wouldn't it make sense for Waller to win with the great run of promo that he's been on with the pipe bombs? Like Waller winning and then Cruz on the chase makes the most sense to have Cruz finally win it. The one NXT show Mania weekend is in New York. Do that. Have him win finally on that, MSG Theater show. That makes the most sense. Zilla can send Tony D up to the main roster with Enzo and Cass and then feud with someone else. So that's where I would go with this. I know that sounds crazy from me considering we in the 2.0 era, but he has stepped it up. So Waller.
I think Waller wins. Zilla and Cruz fight to have a little bit of a war. Zilla moves up to help out one of the bloodlines for Survivor Series. Tony D'Angelo joins Enzo, Cass, Zaria, and Ariana Grace. Or Stacks on the main roster.
And Zaria.
The
one thing though is Zilla Fatu in his promo was like, yo, I got 25 million views on my video. Maybe they look at that and go, well, fuck, possibly. Maybe there is some attention to him on this show. But I mean, he's still going to be a character on NXT. So I don't think that necessarily hurts. We didn't shout out Grayson Waller's hoodie.
Oh,
the Nepo Baby hoodie that you said to me when he came out wearing it. You're like, oh, he missed a step.
Nympho Baby.
Which he did because they didn't air this, which I think they messed up, but maybe it was too far for them. Maybe the word was too dirty. But there was a video Waller posted where he went to the NXT merch truck that they have parked outside. And he said, lads, I won't do it like you. Do you have any Grayson Waller merch? And they're like, oh, sorry, we don't have any. He's like, oh,
Grayson Waller merch, lad.
He's like, oh, I've only been here forever. I guess things don't stay the same. They don't change. Do you have any Zilla merch? And the guy goes, yeah, we got one left. And he goes, oh, yeah, of course. The guy who's been here for a week already has merch. So he hands him a hoodie and he puts the hoodie on. And when he turns around, it says Nympho Baby.
Brilliant.
But he switched it before the TV episode. So it's shit like that I'm like, yeah, give him the title. So I've completely turned 180 on this dude.
Well, we're going to get out of here. My dad is itching for a pint and pint and a fight. We will be back. If you want to keep up with what we're going on, it's only $5 to join our Patreon. We keep saying we're going to up the price. We keep forgetting to. So get it while it is still $5. We're going to be recording a lot. And maybe if we do get to watch Heatwave on the way to Liverpool or something, we might give some thoughts on a snap run, like little thoughts. We will talk all about it when we're back in Toronto. But thank you for joining us today. Make sure you join us for our All-In review. Follow all our socials so you can know when we're going live with things. Time, especially with AEW shows, not knowing when they finish, is all up in the air. But thank you, and we're getting out of here.
Appreciate Poisonrana.ca. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, all that stuff. Take care. Goodbye, and be.
Ahoy!